Hi guys, I am back with another video. Jania cries and says Kacey doesn't want to go to NBA YoungBoy's house. Let's get into it. Before we get into this, y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified of my videos, and go ahead and share it if you like. And y'all go ahead over and see my other video where I did about Jania and YoungBoy. He was talking about how D0ESN'T put Kacey out of the car and everything. This is another stem from that. So she goes live, she's crying, and she's talking about how, you know, she want to bring Kacey over, but every time Kacey goes to NBA YoungBoy's house, he calls her and he's crying and he wants to come home. He doesn't want to be there. He's talking about things that's going on over there. And Jania said she didn't want no whole mess with this. She don't want to put his business out there because, you know, she want Kacey to be with his father. But it hurts her that he's crying every time he goes over there and he comes back talking about what's going on. But she never says, like, exactly what's going on. And she talking about, you know, how they got out the car and how they did all of that stuff like that. And how D0ESN'T didn't really put them out the car type thing. And nobody's walking anywhere. So I'm thinking that maybe Jania, I guess, told YoungBoy that, you know, he put her out the car, and it probably wasn't like this. Probably more of they was arguing about something. She was like, I'll get out the car. You know how we'll get upset and we'll do something crazy, but I ain't getting out of the car. You won't take me to somewhere so somebody can go pick me up or something. You ain't just drop me on the side of the road. But anyway, so they must have got in a fuss or whatever. He probably tried to get her back in the car, and she got out. And he probably started to pull off, and she'd be like, oh, he left us on the side of the road. So I probably wouldn't know he just kicked him out of the car type of situation. But anyway, she's like, because don't nobody walk nowhere. But anyway, I'm going to let y'all go ahead and watch that live and everything. And I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
I deleted all my stuff, and I'm just running from the truth or whatever. When that's not the case, I'm just trying to be at peace, like, you know, like be peaceful, you know what I mean? Stay on the route that I've been going, haven't been in drama, haven't been in nothing. I just been to myself. And honestly and truly, I've been quiet. But I just feel like for the most part, it was just a lot said that I personally didn't even want to be. When I put that tweet, I really was not trying to bash nobody. If I wanted to bash people or my baby father, I could have like said, this is what it is. This. I could have been doing that. Like, that wasn't my intentions at all. Like, you can't bring no videos, no tweets, no nothing up of me just bashing him from nothing that he has ever done from the time I've known him until now. You cannot bring nothing up of me just bashing him, because that's just not something that I do. I just don't see no point in it. I've dealt with shit. I took it to the chin, and I grew from it. Like, it's not nothing to be on here arguing about, bringing up old shit. Like, it's just irrelevant to me. The whole purpose of why we even have to communicate right now is because of our child. If it wasn't for our child, we could have, you went that way, we broke up, we're separated. If it wasn't for Kacey, we wouldn't even have no communication. We didn't need to communicate. You know what I mean? So, yeah. The main thing that really bothered me was the fact that you really got online and said what people been saying about my child, which is the G word. And I'm not going to even place that with my child because he's not the G word. He's not. He's a boy. Number one, he knows he's a boy. Number two, he's 3 years old. That's always around his mother. So when he starts school, which he will be starting school this week, he'll be around other boys. And on top of that, he lives with the man. So he sees basketball. He sees working out. He sees other things. But before that, it was just me and my mama. And don't get me wrong, CRlES did help me out with Kacey. I'm not going to even say help me out with Kacey because that's his child too. CRlES was in Kacey's life. Don't get me wrong. When y'all saw me out and he was with his dad a lot, whatever the case may be, that's what was going on. But from the time Kacey was born up until the time that y'all started seeing him with him, it was all me. I was doing that myself with the help of my supporters, of course. But it was me. I was buying milk. I was buying diapers. I was doing this. I was doing that. It was all me, and y'all knew that. So before Kacey could talk, and I know a lot of stuff is going to be said that's really irrelevant to this, like you're a hoe, or you opt out, or you this, you that. All that is irrelevant when we're talking about a child. You get what I'm saying? All that is irrelevant. And I never once said you're a bad dad. I never once got on here and bashed you. I never once said nothing. All I said was us single moms have it hard, give ourselves a pat on the back. That's all I said. That's all I said. And somebody said, oh, well, your help is a call away. And I said, no, it's not. Because it's the truth. When you're mad, you're mad. It's not nothing nobody can do to make you unbad until you're ready to be unmad. But anyways, you're saying that you've been calling me for months for Kacey, and, you know, I'm not answering the phone or whatever the case may be. You and I both know if I was to ask Kacey right now if he wants to go to your house, he will say no. You know that. Every time Kacey's at your house, he's calling me, or I'm calling him and we're on the phone. He's asking me, where you coming to get me? Where you at? Ma, come get me. Where you at? Ma, come get me. You know that. It's times where Kacey doesn't even call me because out of Kacey's mouth, you took his iPad, but because you know that he's going to ask me to come get him. Like, come on now. Let's not get on here and pretend like that's not the case. And on top of that, when Kacey comes, it's me forcing him to come. I'm actually leaving him with my child telling me that he doesn't want to be left. If we're being honest, like we're just being honest. And you, like, anything can be said, I don't care. You said that you was going to expose me, whatever. I don't care. Like, I don't care. But that's just the facts of the situation. You know what I mean? And so I never got online and said none of that. I never got online and said that when I tried to have him call you, you're asking for him. And as a mother, of course I'm going to feel some type of way if my child is telling me that he doesn't want to go somewhere. Of course, it's going to hurt me. When I drop him off, it does hurt me to see my baby cry. It does. And I can't say that it doesn't. And I have to just leave him and walk off or whatever the case may be. Like, so it does hurt me. And it does hurt me that, like, sometimes I'm not able to talk to my baby when he's gone. It does hurt me. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, regardless of the fact, I never wanted to bash you. I never wanted to say that you was a bad father. I never wanted to say none of that. My baby's telling me that he doesn't want to go. So what am I supposed to do? Just put him in that position where he's sad, where he's crying, where he's telling me that he doesn't want to go with me. He wants to stay at my mom's house because he's scared I'm about to go drop him off. But that's besides the point. So even with my boyfriend, Kacey doesn't feel unwanted at all when he's around us. He lives with us. He doesn't feel unwanted at all. At the end of the day, if he was to walk through this door right now, kid you not, I've been online, y'all saw it. He would run to the door before I even go to the door to go greet him at the door. You know what I mean? If I'm on the phone and he knows that he hears his voice, he's saying his name. You know what I mean? And it's not even, oh, he's trying to be his dad, whatever the case may be. Everybody knows their place in the situation. He's not trying to be his dad. He's not trying to be nothing but a man that's around a child that he's not about to just, oh, that's just my girl child. Or, oh, he's just staying with me. Like, no, it's interactive. Like, we play, we joke, we all included. You get what I'm saying? And the same when his daughter come around. It's just what goes on. Just like I saw comments saying, oh, I'm mad because he's around his girl and stuff like that. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. She's been in the room and said something to me about Kacey, and we've communicated about Kacey with no problem. Like, with no problem. Kacey did this. Okay, I asked Kacey. We communicated. That's just point blank, period. Like, there's no beef, there's no problem. And I hate that they tried to paint that narrative. But at the end of the day, like I said before, I wasn't trying to bash nobody. I'm not trying to keep nobody's child from them. But when I do take Kacey, it's when I feel like, okay, he's been gone for, probably a month. Because when I do let him go, he's staying for long periods of time. And y'all know this because y'all will see Kacey gone for a long period of time. And guess what? That long period of time, every day he's asking me to come get him. But in my head, I'm thinking he needs to spend time with his dad. He has to have a relationship with his dad. He needs to be with his daddy. I want him to have a relationship with his daddy. That's all I ever fucking wanted. If I didn't want that day that everybody was called to go to BR to stop that, I would have signed that paper too. That wasn't the case with me. And like I cried on that phone and told you that day, I did not want you not to have a relationship with your child. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. That's never not what I wanted. I didn't have Kacey for no money. I didn't have Kacey for nothing but the fact that it was talked about. You get what I'm saying? So the fact that I'm getting bashed on the internet as if I'm not a good mom, like I'm gonna put my child in harm's way. Like, are you serious? The same girl that buys flights to bring him to you also buys flights to pick him up from you, also sends him with a full suitcase full of clothes, and anything that you do is extra. That same girl that never asked you for anything, that same girl you're getting on the internet bashing, is crazy. It's crazy, and I'm not gonna lie, it is times where I do feel like if I send my baby, I'm not gonna get my baby back. It is times that I feel like if I send my baby, I'm not gonna get my baby back. And who wants to feel like that? Who wants to feel like I have to, because there's no child support, there's no laws involved. So who wants to feel like they're never going to get their child back? Nobody wants to feel like that. Like, come on now. And I did go through my time where I was running wild, out here wild, whatever the case may be. Fuck, I was 19, 20 years old, doing anything that a fucking child would do. Having a child, I was a baby having a baby. I've matured, and I still have room to mature. I'm not all the way to where I want to be right now. But at the end of the day, I do try. And when it comes to my child, it's war. And nobody can tell me nothing about my baby. I don't care. I don't care what you're talking about. I don't care I don't care. Just because of the simple fact, that's my baby. He's my baby. I went through that pregnancy by myself. That's my baby. Of course, I'm going to feel the way that I feel about my child. Who wouldn't? So, like I said before, I didn't get on here to bash nobody. I didn't get on here to do all of that. I don't want no problems. If it was all peaches and cream, that's great. If Kacey was like that, he wanted to go. Matter of fact, he did say that he missed you. He did. And what I do? I had him call you on your birthday. You didn't answer the phone, nor did you text back. I text your people and said that he wants to see you. And one of your people texted me back and said, you can't do nothing but keep trying. Those are facts. But since you're and when you got on the phone with him that one day, remember? And the person that put you on the phone with him said, you hung up on your baby? And then after that, it was no communication. He said, hey, daddy. And I'm not gonna lie, that shit do fuck with me because that's my child. You know what I mean? And I don't know why Kacey feels the way that he does. Of course he tells me story. Of course I know what goes on in that house. Of course I know. And I don't ask. I promise to God I don't ask because I really don't care. But when my child is telling me stories and I'm like, damn, for real? Damn. Of course I'm like, okay, well that's probably why he feels the way that he feels. You know what I mean? But is that my place to get on here and tell your business? Or tell people this? That's not my place. So that's all I gotta say. And yeah, I know it's probably gonna go over people's head, and I really don't care. All I want is the best for my child. That's it. That's all. Like I said before, I'm not the best parent. who the fuck is the best parent. There's no rule book on how to be a mom. There's no rule book on how to be a dad. You can't do nothing but try. And that's all I'm doing. I'm trying. Just trying to make sure that my baby is okay. Because if that wasn't the case, I guarantee you Kacey wouldn't be saying, my mom's the best mom. Kacey wouldn't be saying, you're my best friend. Kacey wouldn't be saying, you're the best. Kacey wouldn't be saying that. Kacey would not be saying that if I wasn't who I say I am. It's like, he would not be saying it. So, with that being said, it is what it is. And whatever comes behind it, comes behind it. And, yeah.
Y'all see what I mean? Like, she was upset and stuff, and she was talking about all the stuff that he wrote, and she said it was never intended to be like that. It was basically her just, giving props to single mothers and stuff. It wasn't never to be anything disrespectful to him. She never comes at him. She never says anything bad about him. Everything that they've been through, she's never done that. Which I have noticed that. I have noticed that about Jania. I will say that she's never, really just, bashed him. She might put little tweets up, a little stuff here or there. She upset about something, but, really bash him and say, he's a bad father, or he's not there for his kids, or he did this to me, or we went through that, or he hurt me. She never come out and say that. She never, did any of that stuff, that I've seen. So, now, people get mad and they tweet stuff, they post stuff. As regular people, we do it, but the people that are famous always get caught up for it because, they're famous, so people are always in their business. So if I tweeted something crazy about that, whatever I got going on, nobody gonna pay it no attention. It's just out there. My friends might see it here and then just kind of brush it off. But because they're famous, their stuff is always, held out oh, shoot, what in the world is going on? So she probably did little tweets and post little stuff, but nothing real serious. And I can't say that about her. Now, them other baby mamas, they done put some stuff out there, just like Dre. They done put some real stuff out there. Cola, all of them done put some real stuff out there. So, hey, it is what it is. But I need y'all to comment down below how y'all feel about that, how y'all feel about the whole thing with YoungBoy. Somebody commented yesterday and said, shoot, that'd be my child. They put my child out. They'll be missing some teeth type thing. But you see what he commented on the thing yesterday. Go watch it. Where he commented saying, he basically about that life type thing. That want to put my child out, so he ain't gonna play that, and everybody know he ain't gonna play that. But anyway, I don't think the whole thing was even really he just put the child out or put him out like that. I think it's more of, Jania got upset with him, I'm getting out of the car. You know how people do that. But anyway, y'all comment down below, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching.